For most small business, it will take at least 2 to 3 years to determine if the company is profitable. It does not really prove anything yet from that moment. It is still starting in getting its income, and it will only become truly successful if it already reached 7 to 10 years of operation. So instead of wanting to buy the competitor's business, why not focus first in improving and expanding the business you are currently on? Make sure to establish solid foundation and reputation, and when the time is right, then you can reconsider that option. But for now, it's not yet advisable at all.
So before going that far, I personally check my first business status. If my business is stable and already earning, and my main basis for that, if my business is in good condition, is by conducting and knowing the profitability ratio, debt ratio, and liquidity ratio. If the percentage result pass the minimum percentage requirements in each ratio, then I will go for that decision. Because securing first your main or primary business is a must before acquiring new business. Because buying your competitor's business may cost you great capital, and it's a big gamble for your investment and money. So it is safest to say that it is better to buy your competitor's business if the money you will use is from your business income, not coming from any loans or debts.
Buying of a competitor's business in just 2 years of operation is somewhat unlikely. It is not mentioned if the competitor's business is already struggling with their operation and finances. So we are just going to assume that the competitor's business is still doing good based on the word competitor. There are merits on buying off the competition of goods and services, like monopolizing the market since you have removed the ability of the consumers to choose. Although the latter statement is true, there are still some factors that will still prevent your business from progressing. The consumer's trust is earned not only just one time, but is accumulated through time of providing excellent service and premium products that is not expensive compared to other providers.
For me, there are two possible scenarios that will happen to this case. If you buy your competitor's business, another competitor will come out in the market. For example, the Mang Inasal was bought by the JFC or Jollibee Food Corporation before. And the competition was not ended when Jollibee bought the Mang Inasal, because the owner of Mang Inasal opens a new brand name but not as the same product that they offered before. Meaning, there's always competition. You can prevent the competition in the market because the customers or the consumers has different types of perspective in terms of what they need. In this case, the second possible scenario will come out. And the second possible scenario is, instead of buying your competitor's business, why don't your existing business improve in terms of product quality, management, finance, corporate social responsibility, and marami pang iba.
For the case study number 2, I will advise him to start up his or her 100,000 capital with a white label business or go with the food cart franchise business. White label business is the widely used business model in the market nowadays, where the products are bought in bulk and sell on popular platforms such as Lazada and Shopee. Since it is in white label, he or she can add logo design in the product and sell it as if it is his or her brand's. Bulk buying can lead to lower price. This means that he or she will spend only not more than 30,000 pesos. This kind of business is very flexible, so I guess this is a good choice to start with. However, food cart franchise related business is also a good choice since Filipino love to eat. On the other hand, the most essential thing to consider when deciding what kind of business to start with 100,000 is that ensuring that his or her investment is not wasted. To do this, feasibility study should be completed. There should be a complete plan which is present and forward looking. Market research is also needed so that thousands of pesos and hours can be saved. Always keep in mind that when starting business, initial products and equipments do not require 100,000 pesos. What matters most is the concrete business plan.
So my answer to this was, The first thing to do was to analyze the repertoire of skills that the entrepreneur possesses. Applying that skill and converting it to build a business will not only ensure that you'll have an expertise on it, but it will also ensure that you are doing what you love. The next step would be preparing a feasibility study of the business that you have chosen. Feasibility study helps with creating a concrete plan that will help with the success of the business. Especially right now that we are facing a pandemic, it will minimize the risk of running into current and future problems that the business will surely face. It also identifies the strengths and weaknesses, threats and opportunities, and identifies the potential customers within a certain area.
We all know that almost every individual dreams about starting his own business. But not everyone has the idea about the money required, the hard work that we have to put in, the knowledge, experience, and how much patience they need to have to keep the business running until reaching the level where they can have break-even or they make profits. Since you already have the capital to start your business, you have to consider your business idea. Make sure the business you're starting will stand out, something that no one else is offering. Upon knowing the business that you want to start gaining knowledge and expertise to start your business. Create a business plan to assess if your business has a place in the market and if it is worth it, or if it is profitable enough.
Given the fact that the leverage is 75% of the equity, this translates to capital structure, which is 75% debt and 25% equity. To illustrate, the company has 75,000 debt and total shareholders' equity of 25,000 pesos. Therefore, debt to equity ratio is 75,000 divided by 25,000 equals 3:1. This means that for every pesos contributed by shareholders, the company has borrowed 3 pesos. On the other hand, the company's debt to total asset ratio is 75,000 divided by 100,000 equals 75%. It means that the capital structure has more debt than its equity. In conclusion, the company is financed by leverage. Here, in this example, the firm is highly leveraged. Financial leverage arises when a firm decides to finance the majority of its asset by taking on debt. The reasons behind this is that the firm is unable to raise enough capital to meet their business needs. However, this is not necessarily bad because debt is acquired to take advantage of market opportunities. Because when markets are growing, the firm will do well, but during the market downturn, it will struggle. This will make the company risk arises because the company will be insolvent.
Okay, study number 3. A long-term asset was purchased to be used for the upcoming business. Purchased it through leverage worth 75% of his equity. How can you provide assessment with this scenario? So, it is good to purchase that long-term asset using leverage because of some points. First, long-term asset is good in the business because you can use it for a long period of time and probably for many years of operation of your business. And take note, it is much better if that asset is land because the longer years it has been, the greater value it has become. So in short, it can contribute much more to the business growth and it can probably generate more income and can pay the leverage amount in no time. Second, if the leverage amount is 75% of its equity or capital, it is good because any moment you can pay your debt at once using your equity balance of 25% and from your long-term asset that is being purchased. So in short, it is safe to do that kind of decision and transaction. It is a win-win situation if you buy long-term assets with that scenario.
I learned from our previous lesson that debt equity is one of the strategies to invest asset in the company. But this asset also refers to the amount of debt of a company. I can assume that this long-term asset that they purchase is considered to be a major asset to run the business. We are also being taught that as much as possible for a starting company to have a zero debt at the beginning. This might be a big business because of its courage to start a business with already has 75% debt at the moment. This may require to have a full backup plan and strategies to cover the debt in an earliest time as possible. From the time the company starts to operate, it cannot afford to have dull moments. The invested asset must generate profit in an expected time and capacity.